Let's do a little experiment. I'm going to show you an idea I've had that's half baked, and you get to let me know if we should move any further on it. So this is the current Barista Hustle tamper. It's aluminium that's been CNC milled. So we're cutting out the aluminium, then we anodize it black, and we add on a stainless base. I love it. Lots of people love it. It's been our mainstay product for a long time now. This is the original Perg tamp that I used to make with Pullman in Australia. Nice sharp edge on there, stainless steel. Now the problem with most tampers that I've ever had is they're really heavy. In fact, they're extremely heavy, especially if you're lifting it up hundreds of times per day. This guy, much less, but still 260. That's a quarter of a kilogram. I had an idea in regards to 3D printing. Props. Regular 3D printing works like this. You have a reel of plastic and it gets extruded out of a little knob. And you can see it makes layers upon layers. You can hear my finger on all those layers. And it means that it's pretty great in compression along here. But if you try to add any tension, it just pulls right apart. And it has its pros and its cons. Ooh, yep. Not too strong when you get to small bits. Now, along came metal 3D printing, where you lay down a deposit of powder, laser it at a really high temperature, at the melting temperature of stainless steel in this case. Then you add another layer of powder, laser where you want it to set, another layer. And you can see that they're a lot more fused together than if you were to use the plastic fused deposition. And it means that this is an additive method. Instead of removing material to make the shape, we're adding it, which means it's a bit less wasteful. So, here's my idea. It's pretty sexy. This is a tamper handle made with the new HP 3D printer that uses a very similar method to what I just showed you with the metal. So you can't even see the layers in the print. It's really hard to even tell which orientation was used when this was in the bed. And I deliberately told them to make this. I got a few different samples at different orientations according to the Z-axis of the print bed, and I couldn't tell which was which, and they all have the same strength, which means that all of these little ribs in this design are extremely strong. So here's a little demo. I'm going to push with my index finger as hard as I can against my left hand, and we're focusing on the print. This is full effort. And you saw a slight depression there, just a little bit. Now, here's me trying to push on here. That's maximum effort. So as you can see, ooh, it's stronger than my tripod. It's really strong. And here's the kicker. It's 15 grams. Now, of course, we need a base because this is a prototype without a base. With a regular Barista Hustle standard issue 58.40 millimeter base fitted perfectly onto this handle, we come to the awe-inspiring total weight of 73.1 grams. Which I think is really cool. So, if you think this is sexy, if you think this is a good idea, if you'd like to have this on an espresso bar, there's still a lot of work to be done before a production model, but I think it has promise. And if you think it does too, let me know to get this thing into the world and make it real. So this mesh, this pattern was generated by a computer. And it's, as you can see on the inside, it's completely random. I just told it the rough outside shape that it needed to be, and then the algorithm figured it out so that it would withstand forces and while maintaining the correct shape. So this 3D printing method is designed for production, whereas this standard 3D printing, you can make production parts, but they're not going to be very robust. They're not going to be reliable. And if we're going to throw this onto an espresso bar, it won't last very long. It will eventually come apart. You can hear it cracking under pressure when I apply a lot of force. This guy has elasticity. It's going to withstand drops. If anything, the biggest risk of damage will be the stainless part, which is the way it should be. The replaceable part should be the thing that is susceptible to damage, and the handle should be the thing that lasts a very, very long time. Pretty cool, huh?